Hi, this is the National Master Alessandro Santagati, and it's the video number 8 about the Goring series. In the first videos, we focused attention about d takes c3 and d5. Today, we see the variation with knight f6. Why knight f6? The knight is attacking e4, and it's not easy for white to defend it because it's impossible knight c3. Defend it with the bishop is wrong because usually in this variation it's better to have the bishop in this diagonal because it's more open, and have the bishop on d3 is not a good idea, and in this case the black can simply take and the black has a good position. So if it's not a good idea defend the pawn, becomes clear that a good idea is push it, so e5. After e5 we can have two variations, or the knight can go to d5, or the knight can go to e4. In this video, we focus attention about knight e4. The idea is make pressure against c3, and at the same time, this knight has few squares. So for this reason, it's a good move now, queen e2. The queen is attacking the knight. The question is, how defend the knight, or where move the knight? Okay, g5 is not free because there is the bishop and the knight. f6 or d6 are covered by the pawn. So the only free square is c5. Okay, we can see what happens if knight c5. I can simply take it. Now the problem is where place the knight, or e6 or a6. Okay, if this I play simply knight c3 and the white has a very strong development. The black pieces are red now. If knight d6, have the fork, but the black can save his knight because there is knight e4, the knight is attacking the queen. I can trade and I can play queen e4. Now again there is a new problem because the knight is under attack. So where place this knight? The knight has no free squares, but the black can play c5 to defend it. At this time I can simply develop the pieces, and it's clear that after that the white has a better position because the white has a good center, good development, so the black is worse now. Okay, so we understood that yes, the only square free is c5, but move the knight is not a good idea. For this reason, in this position, the right move is f5, and after f5, we can play the en passant. So after this move, the black has to play d5 to defend the knight, and now a good variation for white is take the pawn on d4. Probably the black can retake it, so take. And king f7 is an important move. Why king f7? Because in this position the white has the king and the queen in the same file, so the black idea is play rook e8 as soon as possible to make pressure against the e file. So king f7 is an important move for black, and in this position we can play this move, bishop b4 check, and knight to c3. Okay, what happened if the black take? Not a problem because I can take it with knight is check, and then I can retake on or I can play check and retake on c3, and now the white is winning. So after knight c3 the black has moved the rook, so rook e8 is possible. And now I have the time to move the queen away from the e file, so I have the time to check, king g8, and now bishop to e2 to cover the file and the castle. In this position, the black has this nice variation, knight takes c3, b takes c3, and bishop g4. The queen is forced to take, and now bishop takes c3, bishop d2. The black has to take the rook, I can play castle. And this position I think is very nice because the black is up an exchange, but the black king is weak and the white bishops are very strong. So after bishop d4, for example, that is okay, I play bishop d3 and make pressure on the king. And now the black has to play with attention, because I have also bishop g5 to attack, for example, to take the queen. So if bishop takes, to the next example, now there is queen f5, and the white is better because it's not easy to defend h6. Sorry, defend h7. So, for example, if push, now I play check. I play king f7. I play check with the bishop, and after bishop check, if king f8, I have bishop to b4 check. Now no defense for black, and the white can win the game. Yes, in theory can cover with the rook, but after rook e1, I can take it and I can win. So yeah, the white is much better now. So this position is very nice for white because, okay, probably if the black played the best move, the position is equal, but it's not easy to find the best move. Now the move is queen f6, and after that we can play queen h5 with a double attack. We can attack the pawn and we can attack d5. So if queen takes, we can play check, the queen has to take, and now check on d5, and we can take the bishop on d4. So we have a nice position because after that we can already take the bishop, and we have 3 pawns against the king, and I think it's a good compensation for the exchange in this variation, because also this bishop is very strong in diagonal. So if we take this position, I think it's okay. We can go back. So knight takes, and now king f7. Okay, we can imagine what happens if the black doesn't play this move. So for example, if check on b4 immediately. In this case, I think we can simply cover with bishop d2. Bishop has to take, knight has to take, and now we can imagine castle. Could be another option. I take on e4. Rook e8, and I can play castle queenside. In this way, I solved the problem about the king in the e-file, and when the black would take on e4, I can simply play queen f3 to make pressure, and if queen takes f6, I can also trade the queens, and in this way I have a position with the same material, 6 pawns against 6 pawns, but probably the white has a good activity because I can play immediately bishop d3, I can develop the piece with tempo, because this move is wrong for bishop takes, and I take the rook. So the rook has to go back, we can imagine to e7, and now after rook e1, the white has a good activity in this endgame. So I think again the white has a good position. Okay, so we can go back. A classical mistake could be d5 now. So for example, not f5 but d5. If d5 I can take, and if f5 now, I can simply play knight takes d4 again. It's not a good idea take, because if we take, now knight d4 doesn't work, because there is knight takes, and the queen can take on c1, and now the black wins. So it's important to take on d4 without taking on c7. Black can take here, we can take, and if bishop takes, we can play f3. The knight is pinned, so queen h4 seems forced, and now we play g3. We attack the queen. Bishop takes g3 seems a logical move. Take, and the black, we can take the rook, we can take the knight. And for example, if queen takes e4, we trade the queens, and we play in a good endgame because we have 2 pieces for the rook, and I think we have the time to take the pawn e4, so the position would be good. For example, I can play knight c3, bishop f5 to defend the pawn, and now another option could be nice knight b5. because we attack the pawn and if rook c8, we can add pressure with bishop f4. c6 is impossible because there is the fork, rook bishop, so king, so it's completely wrong. And yeah, if bishop d7, I can take the pawn. So if I can take a pawn, my position is clear, would be better. So again, this could be another nice position for white. Okay, I think for this variation is enough for today. In the next video, we'll focus the attention about the move 95. So thank you for the attention. If you like the video, share it with your friends. So see you for the next video, and bye. Remember to follow me on social networks and share the video with your friends. Thanks.